Dirk, hi.
This is a terrible connection, but we'll do it anyway.
I'm calling you from Berlin. You're in?
Hello.
Right, and tell me where you are.
I'm right now at pretty much the location where the idea of Director's Friend was incepted and was born. The idea of a portable nonlinear editing system that later became, in a modified version, the device to record Russian Ark. The device was needed because at that very point in 2001, there was no other recording, let's say feasible recording solution to capture 90 minutes uninterrupted. And all tape that could record in a camera was just not long enough. It was just 45 minutes and then that was it. And that's where we came into play, that we came out with a device that would record video straight onto hard disks.
But hang on, Dirk, that sounds completely normal and unexciting, recording video to hard disk. Isn't that what kind of every phone does that nowadays?
Exactly,
So that's what we're doing now.
Though the picture quality looks like it's from the 1920s.
Absolutely, yeah. But that was 15 years ago, well, 14 somehow. And at that time, to do this in full HD resolution and actually without any compression, that would require like a bunch of the fastest hard disks that would be available, and you would record simultaneously to 8 of them and just have enough storage capacity for 90 minutes. High definition, full HD, the resolution of 1920 1080 pixels, what again today almost every phone can capture. At that point was like the brand new thing. People like Wim Wenders shooting this famous YouTube video with a prototype, an early Sony f900 camera, the same that we used then for Russian Ark. That was like very, very new and in 2000.
И как коснитесь локоточка, больше как нож. Ага.
So Dirk, what happened to the Director's Friend? What happened to those hard disks that this film, which, you know, is one of the first kind of milestone digital films in the history of film, and the first one that had no editing in it. Mm-hmm. What happened to the machines that it was recorded on? Where are they now? Where is that film now? How does one keep something like that? I think people know where the negative of Ben-Hur is, or Gone with the Wind, but where's the digital negative of Russian Ark?
Yeah, well, I'm not always quite sure with those film negatives as well. I mean, didn't they find some prints or negatives from Metropolis only 80 years later somewhere in Argentina? But you would expect, yeah, of course, now you know, and you can have multiple copies and so on with digital files. But I'm not quite sure. We sold the actual devices to Kopfilm. They used it throughout the post-production of the film, the grading, and also afterwards. That included the original sets of hard disks, and I don't know what exactly happened to them.
Dirk, Kopfilm has gone bankrupt. What are you telling me?
Well, that you would have to figure out where did these hard disks go. But I wouldn't think that the original hard disks were kept with the original recording. At that time, we speak about a couple of thousands of euros, and I'm pretty sure they used these hard disks just for their other projects attached to
what?
Hard disk.
Our negative.
Yeah, but of course they made some copies. I know that from Steffen. He did quite a lot of backups, but also he wouldn't know where exactly they are right now.
Oh, this is great news.
Mm-hmm.
You mean, for all we know, it's disappeared?
Somehow, yeah. Right now, it's probably not sure where the closest thing to the original negative is. There have been quite a lot of VFX things, like retouches, and of course the ending and so on. So there's the original ungraded source recording. Then there should have been like inserts, a version of the film with the inserts of those visual effects, and that became the base for the color grading, and that should hopefully, or at least today, you would kind of back up all of these stages individually as one set of files. I'm not quite sure if that happens, and at that time, with uncompressed files, again, 15, 14 years ago, there was quite a lot of storage. And
How much?
That would be 11 gigabyte per minute, 200, 300 gigabyte.
What? My iPhone has more.
No, it is more, but it's still something you can easily fit on a hard disk today. Let me do the calculation so I can tell you exactly. Pretty much 1 terabyte.
Yeah, that was a lot for back then.
Yeah.
No one
yeah.
could dream of a 1 terabyte disk, which is now 80 euros.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dirk, thank you. You're going to show me what's behind you.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
I can just take my laptop maybe and see if that works.
Yeah, it looks like 1965 digital image now, but there we are, director's friend.
This is some of the original drawings where we started to develop the system.
Oh, wow.
Some technical drawings and so on, just very, very first ideas. This was the first one-to-one sized box, which we just now kind of screwed to the wall, so it would have been 90 degrees like this. Here in the lid, you would have 2 displays for Russian Ark, because no one needed the displays. We just took out the whole lid to save also the weight, and we put hard disks inside. For other solutions, we had like external hard disks attached to it, but everything needed to be contained in one box, and that's what we then put on a huge backpack, so it could be carried around.
I mean, listening to you and seeing this, it kind of looks like early space travel, including the docking of the batteries.
Mm-hmm.
The image quality is the same. It looks like the lunar landing, but this is in everyone's laptop and everyone's telephone nowadays, more or less.
Yeah. Even, I don't know, 2010, the first pretty small recorders came out that used pretty high quality compression that you could attach to a camera that cost like a few €100. And that would have solved all those technical issues that we had with Russian Ark, and it would be very, very easy to do. Just from the recording side, something like Russian Ark, even 5, 6 years later, not really a big struggle.
Marina, können wir noch mal anfangen?
Можно начать сначала?
Еще раз сначала.
Sorry.
Within the film community, it's like very well known, and I get then again and again these questions. You've been in Russian Ark, and things like, was it really only one cut? And say, I can swear it was. I know there was no other way. Because of that, I'm proud of having been part of the team. Yeah.
Cool. But where do I find my material now? Who should I ask?
As far as I know, all the equipment from Kopfilm got bought by Cineplus. So probably ask the head of company. You might find it somewhere in a cellar at Lützowufer in Berlin.
Okay, I'll go there. Dirk, thank you.
Sure.
Thanks very much. And I think maybe we'll catch up with you to talk about digital stuff today. For example, when you're doing one of your seminars here in Berlin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, would be a pleasure.
Great. Bye.
Bye-bye.